Hi everyone, welcome back to another video here on Play on GAA. We are just here, myself and Luke, after Ballygunner's demolition of Kilmallock in the Munster Hurling Club Final of 2021/22. Ballygunner, of course, knocking on the door of Munster glory for the last, how many years have they been waiting? Obviously a very disappointing defeat to Boris Lee the last time that they made it to this stage. But Luke, my God, did they look good this time.
Yeah, look, absolutely. I think this was kind of the year that they peaked, and I suppose the distinguishing kind of feature from like how they progressed from this team is I think I'd say it's probably the evolution of Dessie Hutchinson and his impact that he's brought to this team. And out there, I think today he looks like the best inside forward I think in the country, and it's kind of been shown up in the last couple of weeks. I think is that with this kind of style of play that Ballygunner have, it's nearly very predictable, kind of that they short kind of stick pass and into the back until they work out the right time to play the long diagonal ball into Dessie Hutchinson. And like every team know what's going to happen, but no one's been able to stop it yet. And look, he was absolutely outstanding again, 1-5 from play. And look, he looks to be the best club player in the country right now. And even you take him out of there as well and look at the rest of the forward line, the performances today, Peter Hogan, Billy O'Keefe, Pádraig Mahoney, it's some team. And I think based off like the strength of the squads today, I think people are a little bit surprised because Kilmallock looked so good the whole way through, but this was just a different challenge, and they got completely blown out the water today.
Yeah, without doubt. You're 100% right about the forwards, in particular Dessie Hutchinson. I would liken him almost now to a Dan Shanahan type, that whenever he gets the ball inside the 21-yard line, you're just thinking goal. The level of ability that this guy has is just terrifying. In every game now, he seems to hit the back of the net. But as well as that, I was really impressed with their half-back line. I thought Shane O'Sullivan, Philip Mahoney at number 6, and then Ronan Power, I thought they just gave us such a platform of dominance there for Ballygunner. And then Conor Sheehan in midfield as well. I thought he looked really, really good. But yeah, you are right. It's the firepower up front of Hutchinson, the Mahoneys, Billy O'Keefe. That's what makes the difference really for them as well. And obviously Stephen O'Keefe in goal. He made an unbelievable save from Conor Handley. I don't know how that didn't end up in the back of the net. And as well, he made a good save from Handley as well. He managed to pull on the ball in the air, and O'Keefe got to it and batted it away. So I feel like that gives them such confidence to know that they have such a strong goalkeeper there. Barry Coughlin as well, a full-back, the experience that he has, Mahoney at centre-back. They're just one of the best club sides that I have ever seen. And I would go as far to say that, they're so put together. I'd back money on them to beat most inter-county hurling teams. And obviously, we were talking in a previous week about how Ballyhale smashed Clough-Ballacollar to really send a statement of intent out. But to me, this is more of a statement of intent, because there's no way that Kilmallock are in the same league as Clough-Ballacollar. Kilmallock are a better side, and Ballygunner put them away just as convincingly as Ballyhale put Clough away.
Yeah, it's an interesting point as well you make about kind of the backs as well. And I think looking on, Liam Cahill must be raging that spine of that defence, Stephen O'Keefe, Barry Coughlin and Philip Mahoney, that none of them are available to him, because they look absolutely in the peak of their powers. Barry Coughlin is just one of the best spoilers, I think, in full back in the country, really. And look, there was Kilmallock got absolutely no joy out of him. And the brief chance they looked like they were going to get a goal, Barry Coughlin, it was a very clever kind of professional foul just to ensure that they never would get back into the game and stuff. So look, he's been pretty imperious in there as well. And I think Stephen O'Keefe is probably the best goalkeeper in the country still. Like, you've seen his performances in the last 3 or 4 games for Ballygunner, some of the saves he's made, his distribution and everything as well, and how he contributes to the game as well. I think he's probably the best keeper in the country, and it's an absolute shame he's not playing inter-county anymore, because I really, really, based off the performances he's been given lately, I think he's right up there. So you base the team off that spine and how strong that spine is. And look, yeah, I think you're absolutely right in saying that they have an absolutely great chance of putting it up to Ballyhale, because you look at that Ballyhale team and you think once in a generation, and while they have the players in their peak like they are at the moment, you'd expect them to win every time. But I think this is the only team really that can kind of put it up to Ballyhale on a Croke Park pitch, like I suppose when we get to an All-Ireland final day.
Yeah, without doubt. And I mean, just a question I have for you: how much do you think the injuries made a difference? Obviously, the early injury to Mike Houlihan at wing forward, he'd been an imperious player for Kilmallock throughout the entire championship, and to have him go, I think that was a massive blow. And then as well, Philip O'Loughlin going off. I mean, how big an impact do you think that had on the game?
Yeah, well, I think the Mike Houlihan one was pretty big. I think that you made a good point there about that Philip Matney, Shane O'Sullivan, and Ronan Power dominated from the half back line, which they did, and they kind of swept up every ball. And to be honest, I think Houlihan was kind of the main outlet for puck outs. I think for Kilmallock, he's the biggest man in that line. And like Oisin O'Reilly's more of a scorer. David Wolf didn't have his greatest game probably as well. But so I think when they losing him, they lost a kind of a key ball winner in that half-hour line. So that probably was a big one. But I do think the game looked to be nearly already out of reach. I think at that stage already, kind of the goal had gone in from Desi Hutchinson, and look, they were about 7 or 8 points up at that stage already. So I think it was. It didn't help Kilmallock, but like I really still think it was going to go the same way regardless. It might have just been 2 or 3 points less. I think as well though. I think the decision that afterwards, before the game, that to not start Paddy O'Loughlin was probably a mistake too. I think with a player that quality, when he's back in, I know he's coming back from injury and everything as well, but you saw even the impact he did kind of have when he came on. He'd gotten a bit more ball, kind of was starting to catch stuff clean and everything as well. He probably had to play centre half back, and he had to just be at the centre as well. And I think ultimately leaving him on the bench for the first 25 minutes when the game completely got away from them, that was probably a mistake in hindsight, I'd say.
Yeah, I agree, because they were rattled at the back. I mean, all you have to do is look at the goal from Desi Hutchinson. I mean, it's a mistake there at the back between the two Kilmallock defenders that led to Hutchinson getting the ball in such space. And I mean, they were rattled. They were making basic mistakes. They were missing easy enough chances. Houlihan had hit an absolute gorgeous point just before he did get injured and went off. And I think that was one of the reasons why he was so heavily missed, was because he was a leader, and he is a leader in this Kilmallock side. But now, obviously, Ballygunner, hugely impressive Munster champions. Obviously, now they're going into play against Loughneel from Derry, who are the Ulster Hurling Champions. I would be a little bit fearful, to be honest, for Loughneel. Ballygunner looks so good. But, I mean, I assume that you're backing Ballygunner to beat Loughneel in the semi-final, and assuming they do you tip them to win the whole thing now after seeing this?
Well, like I'm absolutely tipped them to beat Loughneel, and I think again, I think the wider pitch that they play on, I think the better they're going to get, because you look the last day against Lockmore, they were nearly caught that day, I suppose, and there was all the controversy with the red cards, but that was a horrible, sloppy old pitch where it was very hard to hurl on. And then you see what happens when they get into a wide open Páirc Uí Chaoimh where the surface is absolutely immaculate. It looks really, really good, and they look free scoring as well. So I do think that now that they're in Croke Park, they're just going to keep getting better and better. I think it'll be even more suited to them as well. So I think they will dispatch kind of Loughneel maybe in a similar enough fashion to what they did today, because I just think that they're at a really good level. I know Loughneel have been really, really good so far this year, but this is just kind of it's a pretty staggering talent. But for a final, I think it's maybe 55-45 in favour of Ballyhale still. I think that Ballyhale have all the experience. Ballygunner haven't really got to the All-Ireland final stage much, and they haven't won it. So I suppose based on experience, you still probably have to nail Ballyhale. But yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty spectacular one to watch, though, and I'd be pretty confident that will be the matchup of the final. And I think both semi-finals could be fairly comprehensive wins.
Yeah, and I mean, it's teeing up to be one of the best club finals that we've ever witnessed. I mean, Ballygunner and Ballyhale are both supreme club hurling sides. So be fascinating to see how it goes. So, guys, that is the end of this video here on Play on GAA, reviewing the match between Ballygunner and Kilmallock. Just to remind you of the score, it was Ballygunner 3 goals and 20 points. Kilmallock 1 goal and 12 points. Ballygunner Munster Hurling Champions for 2021/22. Don't forget to check out all our other videos and all our other match reviews of the weekend's action. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below what your opinion of the match was. And until the next video, guys, take care.